Yamaha MT-03 versus Yamaha R3. Which one's right for you? Stick with me a few minutes, we'll try to get that figured out for you. What's up everyone? It's Alex. Today's video I'm going to get into the differences between the Yamaha MT-03 and the Yamaha R3 and see if we can help my newer riders or even more experienced riders figure out which one would be best for them if you're looking at both motorcycles. And just real quick, if you like this video, if you like what I'm doing here, hit like and subscribe because it tells me the kind of content you guys want to see so I can continue making that for you guys. So I realized that the Yamaha MT-03 has actually been a motorcycle that's been made outside of the US for several years now, but it just recently finally made its way to the US market for US riders, and since doing so has been gaining a lot of steam, a lot of traction, a lot of interest from entry-level and advanced riders in the US because it's an interesting little motorcycle. And since its arrival in the US market, I have received a lot of comments and questions on the MT-03 versus the R3, and also the MT-03 versus other motorcycles. We'll get into that later. But the MT-03 versus the R3, because in recent years the R3 has become kind of the favorite darling of most of the motorcycle industry as a beginner sport bike for the US. You know, a lot of reviewers, a lot of magazines, a lot of everybody that does this kind of stuff, including myself, have recently decided that the R3 for most objective categories is probably the best beginner sport bike on the market at this current time. So obviously the MT-03, being more of an upright, standard seating, naked version of it, has gained a lot of interest, and a lot of people are asking, okay, well since the MT-03 is available now, R3 or MT-03? The good news is, this is made really easy by the fact that Yamaha based both motorcycles off of the same proven engine and chassis design and idea. So with the R3 and the MT-03, what you're dealing with is a 321cc parallel twin engine, water-cooled, with a 6-speed transmission that has already built a track record of reliability, versatility, and a really well-rounded kind of power delivery range where it's nice and easy for beginners, but it also delivers enough power if you really wring its neck, coupled with the 6-speed transmission to keep advanced riders happy that really like to squeeze everything they can out of a motorcycle as well. So when it comes to the MT-03 versus the R3, it really boils down to this. As a beginner or an advanced rider, which style of motorcycle are you most comfortable with and do you get the most enjoyment out of? As a beginner, are you wanting to go more for the fully fared, more sport bike look and feel? Do you want to be leaned over a little bit more? Do you want full fairings? And as you progress, are you going to want to get into more sport bikes and super sport bikes, or do you at least think as a beginner you're going to want to go that way? Or as a beginner, do you want to get into naked sport bikes, street fighters, standards, you know, more upright seating things without a lot of body work? They're a little bit more of the less is more kind of idea, because that's going to make your decision. Advanced riders, same thing. Are you the kind of advanced rider that enjoys full-on sport bikes? Do you like being leaned over? Do you like a race position? Do you like full fairings? Or do you like standards? Do you like naked bikes, street fighters? Do you like things in that category? If you're the kind of advanced rider that likes things like, you know, FZ09s, MT-09s, SV650s, Bandits, etc., you're going to want to go for the MT-03. You're an advanced rider that likes full-on sport bikes. You got a GSX-R 600 or an R1, CBR 1000, you know, the list goes on. You're going to want the R3. With a beginner, you think you're going to want a full-on sport bike, you're going to want the R3. If you think you're going to want to sit upright, more comfortable, have less body work, and be in more of that like naked street fighter kind of a category, then you want the MT-03. Upon riding both bikes, and the experience I've had so far with both bikes, and I did recently get to ride the crap out of an MT-03, they're both going to be easy and pleasant for a beginner, and they both have plenty of power and enough characteristic to keep an advanced rider happy. It all comes down to the seating position. The MT-03 is going to give you that more upright, no body work, more comfortable. Like for me, it's more comfortable. Not that the R3 is less comfortable, but it is a more comfortable riding position. And also the difference in the way that you sit, to me, actually makes the MT-03 handle a little bit easier. So I think for beginners, unless you're a beginner that really wants full fairings and really wants that full-on super sport race bike look, I think the MT-03 is actually going to be, objectively speaking, the better, easier bike for beginners, purely because of the seating position and the way that that places you on the motorcycle. I think makes it easier to handle for most beginners, especially in low-speed situations. And between the two of them, the seat height to me, I mean, on paper, I'm not sure, but to me, physically, the seat height felt very similar. But the upright riding position on the MT-03, I think actually made the seat height even easier for people as well. So in summary, it's really just going to come down to whatever seating position and styling is more comfortable for you and brings you more enjoyment riding. You need to sit on both motorcycles, and basically whichever one feels right to you, that's going to be the one to go with, because they're built off the same platform and they're both awesome choices. They just feel different because the fact that they sit a little bit different, they feel like they handle slightly different to me, and obviously the styling is different. So it's just going to come down to seating and styling. Sit on them, decide from there. Both awesome choices, okay? I hope that helps. I hope you guys are having a great day. Ride safe. I'm Alex. Peace.